Hi, Fluffians. Hello. Welcome to the Extra Fluffy Files. This is a segment that we are going to start doing on a monthly basis here at Fluffy Files, where we are talking to juicy lovers, content creators, entrepreneurs, essentially the next generation of the juicy legacy on the digital space and beyond. Today, we have a really exciting interview. Her name is Samantha Mowery. She does a lot of Y2K juicy content. Her juicy collection is absolutely insane. When I sent Gila one of her reels, she was like, oh my God, we have to talk to her. So I'm so excited to have at Samantha Mowery XX on Instagram and TikTok. Please go follow her. And I hope you really enjoy this interview. Hey, yay. I'm so excited. Thank you
I'm so
so,
excited.
so much. I am beyond obsessed with your content. When Gila saw
Thank you.
your videos, she was like, oh my God, who is this girl?
I watched every Fluffy File so far. I love it.
Oh my
It's
God,
so
thank you
good.
so much. That
It's
means
so good.
so much. And obviously, your content is so juicy centric. It's so just fluffy in every way. So I want to hear a little bit about you. How did you land on Y2K content and how'd you start this whole?
I'm 24. I was born in 2000. I'm gonna give you like a little rundown.
Yes, please start from
Um,
the beginning.
my parents are both actors, so I started doing commercials and working at like a very young age, like 9 months old, with my brother
Wow.
Matt, who I'm very, very close with. They are just the most supportive people and most loving people, and I'm very close to my parents. I was very like comfortable in front of a camera and just working, and I guess I had like a drive to just like be successful and do something more fun. I was never like the college type. I started thrifting with my brother Matt. I feel like that's how it usually happens. Like I was watching Macy. Macy was
Oh my
on
God, we
Fluffy Files.
love Macy.
I know, she's an icon. So she was saying a similar thing, like just thrifting like opens up a whole new world for you. So my brother took me thrifting for the first time, and I just gravitated towards the 2000s pieces. Like everything that I would put up and put in my cart was all juicy or from the 2000s. So I just felt like that was ended up being like my personal style. I felt the most comfortable in it. I just love it. It's so fun and extra and flashy in a way. Like it just makes me feel the best.
I also love
Yeah.
your content that centers around like 2000s, like movies, like
Yeah.
old Lindsay Lohan, Paris Hilton,
Yeah.
like that whole era.
Anything Lindsay Lohan was in, I was like, I need to be Lindsay Lohan when I get older. I love her so much. That's like a main reason of why I also got into it was growing up watching these movies and like the Cheetah Girls and Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen, and like all the outfits were just so good. It was like, how could you not want to dress like that? And I always wanted to dress like that as a kid, but you don't have an access to it. But now that I'm older and I found thrifting and Depop and whatnot, it's like easier to get your hands on and actually pursue that and dress like that.
Totally.
Yeah.
I have a similar acting background, and I feel like Disney Channel and like
Oh
all of those
yeah.
old movies were so like it was like my entire being. Like all I wanted to
Yeah.
be was like Lizzie McGuire or Raven Simone. Oh my God.
The
I went to a
queen.
taping of That's a Raven when I was like, I must have been like 10 or 11, and it completely like altered my brain chemistry.
I would
I
have
was
died.
never the
I would have
same.
died.
I feel like, I mean, obviously, it feels so authentic the way like your content and the way that you dress, but do you go like this all out Y2K in real life?
I do. I do. Literally 100% of my clothes are all 2000s Y2K pieces. Like I was thinking about this earlier and I was like, this has happened so many times where like my boyfriend would be like, "Oh, we're going to have dinner with my grandparents or whatever." And I'm like, I have nothing to wear like that. Like it's either my sex, drugs, juicy couture top or like a juicy tracksuit. Like I really don't have like
There's
anything that's
no in
not
between.
2000s. Yeah, nothing. And I'll get like several looks from people and whatnot, but that's fine.
That's fine. Is that the kind
Yeah.
of like general? Like, do you have like girls coming up to you being like, oh my God, like, where did you get that?
Totally. But yeah, it's like a mix. It's like 50-50. Like a lot of like young girls will look at me and their moms will be like, "Don't ever be like her." Like it's just so funny. I also have a lot of girls be like, "Where did you get that?" Or "Can I take a photo of your outfit for like inspo?" Like I
That's
love
so
that
funny.
though. I'll like give them as much information as possible. It's like we got to keep 2000s alive.
We gotta keep
2000s
it
fashion.
rolling. Your collection
It's
too is insane. Like your like
thank you.
rainbow of juicy tracksuits is no small feat, honestly. How long
I
did that take
know.
you?
Probably, I think I started like seriously collecting probably like 6 years ago. I always like had juicy pieces from like my mom. But probably like 5 or 6 years ago, I like started really building my juicy tracksuit collection and everything. I have way more many tracksuits than bags, but
I
that's
mean,
okay.
the bags, like just the fact that you have more than one of like the
Oh
dream bag
yeah.
is
I
insane.
have like one beater bag that I could just like throw around when I'm like shopping, and then one that I keep in like pristine condition.
That's the way to
You
do it,
gotta have
honestly.
two.
I've been doing this thing on Fluffy Files where I'm going through eBay and finding like old, like just the best juicy that I could find on eBay, honestly, and like showing it to
Yeah,
Gila and being like, what's the story behind this? Or
I know.
like, where did this come from? Is this real? There's so much fake juicy out there. And
Right,
it's
yeah.
so fun to go through the archive because I feel like yes, Juicy is obviously iconic for, the tracksuit and the charms and the bags, but they did like a lot of really great clothes. Like Juicy jeans slept
Oh,
on.
I know. Yeah. I have like a juicy mini skirt. That is like my life.
I saw one
Yeah,
on eBay the other day. I was like, do I need this?
you definitely do.
So where are you getting like where do you find the best Juicy? Is it online? Is it like just like actually going into thrift stores? What's the best place?
Yeah, it's like a mix of both. It's everything. I ma mostly thrift majority of my collection, and I'll thrift anywhere and everywhere. Like anytime I go on vacation, I'm like, we're hitting a thrift store,
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
but, and also like eBay, Poshmark, Depop, all of those are like really good places to find
Like
thrifts.
thrifters, we love the hunt. Like I love like
Yes,
I'll
the
get it in my brain
hunt.
that I need like one specific piece and I'll just be everywhere trying to hunt for it.
Yeah, the hunt is like the best part of thrifting. It's like you never know what you're gonna find.
And
So it's
especially when
like
you're
you
like going
just,
on vacation and going to new places, it like that's the first thing I want to do is go hit a thrift store because I think you're
yeah,
gonna find something that
exactly.
you're not gonna get anywhere else. And
Yeah,
that's where the best pieces are. I feel like
I
especially in
know.
LA, the thrift stores are kind of like picked through. I think
Right.
you have to like go to like the outskirts and to
Yeah.
find the gems.
Yeah, I went to LA recently and did a bunch of thrifting, and I didn't leave with anything. That's kind of like New York City too. It's
Mm.
like you have to like go to the places that are the most random. Like I find the best things in like Pennsylvania or like even on Long Island. Like I live on Long Island. The thrifts are really good on Long Island.
Okay, good to know. Next time
Yeah.
I'm up there, absolutely.
Yeah.
Same thing in LA. Like I feel like Palm Springs is amazing for thrifting, but even like just like going up to like Simi Valley and just like upwards a little more, that's where all
Right.
of the good stuff is. Because I just feel like it's
Yeah.
so picked through in the city. It's sad.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess I just didn't really know where to go in LA too. Like
Yeah.
went
If
to
you're
like
just visiting
the
too, it's like,
Flea.
oh, which one?
The Silver Lake,
Oh,
is that
okay,
what
yeah,
it's
that's a good
called?
one.
Yeah. I went there and they had amazing things, but it was like price high, so
Yeah,
I didn't leave with anything.
that's the
But
thing.
I like to get my juicy for the rarest and cheapest you could find it is like
Yeah,
the best.
what would you say the price ranges are for so like the tracksuits and stuff that you're finding?
Yeah, right now they're very expensive. I would say probably like when I see like a tracksuit on Depop, if it's like a rare one, people will list it for like $300. Yeah, and I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna pay for that. But I've seen like the Daydreamer bags up for like 650. Like
Oh my God, yeah, I
some
saw one the
crazy
other day that was
prices.
650. I was like,
Yeah. Yeah, I
better
know,
be
it's
in
crazy.
pristine condition. Although
I
Gila was like, "Can
know.
you send me the link? Maybe I want that." I
Yeah. If
was
it's
like,
like a
"Okay."
really rare one that I like can't get my hands on, like I'll probably buy it. But like I try to like do my research first and get like a cheaper option. You just have to go on like all like I thrift all the time. So like I feel like people will be like go to the thrift once and then they'll say like, "Oh, I didn't find anything." And it's like you have to keep going consistently and like go in like the morning and like just keep going and you're gonna find something. It's
Yeah.
not just like one and go. It's like the
Yeah.
same thing on Depop. You have to like continuously look and just like search for it like That's how
You
you're
got
gonna
to be
find the best.
patient with thrifting. I think that's where a
Yeah.
lot of people fall
Yeah.
off in the thrifting world or just secondhand in general is like they're not willing to put in the time and they would just rather like buy whatever fast fashion.
Totally.
And I'm like, no,
Yeah.
just like a little bit of time, just a little.
Yeah. I know. My like favorite thing to do is like thrift a juicy zip up and then I'll like search for the pants. So then it's like that's
Mm.
like such a cheaper option. Or if I find the pants, I'll like search for the zip up. Like I just found um the matching zip up to my favorite pants that say the Queen wears juicy. And I thrifted those and I found the matching zip up. I've been looking for like 2 years.
Oh my
And
God, how gratifying.
I know, I finally have the complete tracksuit. So it's very satisfying.
That's so funny. I'm gonna start
Yeah.
doing that. I don't even think to do that, but I feel like that's such a
Yeah.
gratifying experience being like, I finally found it.
I know, yeah, it is.
I feel like everyone has like a juicy story, especially just kind of being around Gila for so long. Like people will come up to her and be like, "Oh my God, I remember my first juicy piece or like the first time I ever saw the brand." And it's so like amazing and cute to see that like everyone from all walks of life have those juicy stories. And I'm
Yeah.
wondering if you remember yours. I mean, I know you were like so young.
I was so young, but I actually have a piece here that I was going to show you that was my mom's and I haven't seen it in years and like she came to my house like a week ago. It's this one. And it just says like Juicy Couture 2000.
From the year
But
you were born.
yeah, I know. That's crazy, right? So she came to my house like a week ago and she was like, "Sam, guess what I found?" And I was like, "Oh my God, what?" And she shows me this top. And I vividly remember her wearing this all the time in the 2000s, like vacuuming our rug, like wearing this top all the time. Like she lived in this top. So now it like means a lot to me because I love something with a story.
Yeah.
So like this is like my new favorite and it's like the oldest tag,
I
like,
was just
you
gonna say you
know.
can tell with the tag.
Yeah. So like I love that. That's
That's
like one of
amazing.
my first my mom did wear it, not like super often, but this was like one of my like good memories of like one of my first memories from Juicy. I also have another one that's funny is like my brother went to a garage sale when we were like really young and he came back with a black Juicy Daydreamer. And I just remember
Fine.
he would like wear it all the time. He was like probably like 13, 12 and he would like wear it and like I was like I love that bag like he would like be all sassy wearing it and I was like I need to have that when I'm older. So that was like one of my first purchases was like the Black Daydreamer because I just love it. It's like so classic and iconic, but like the fact that my brother had one, it just
That's
makes it like
so
so much better.
cute.
I know.
You guys are such a
I know.
fashion forward family
I know.
and a juicy
I
family at
know.
that.
I know. We are. It was like an expensive brand growing up. So like
Oh my God.
we
Yeah.
didn't like we would like me and my brother would like run around the Juicy store, but we didn't never like buy anything or we couldn't really like afford it.
Yeah.
So it's just funny now that like I own all this Juicy.
I feel
It's like
like
my
that's
life.
so, it makes so much sense.
Yeah.
I feel like it was the same for me too. Like I didn't really own that much Juicy as a kid because it was expensive. Like my mom was like at like a what was it, like a $200-$300 tracksuit for like a 10-year-old? Like absolutely not.
Yeah. I know.
And
Same.
there was a Juicy outlet like on the way to Palm Springs. My grandparents live in Palm Springs, and on the way there are these like really great designer outlets. And there was a Juicy outlet, and I remember convincing her
Oh
that
my
I
God.
needed the Juicy jacket. I was like, I will die if I don't have this jacket, please. I actually wanted the full tracksuit, and she was like, you can have either the jacket or the pants,
Or
like
the
pick one.
pants. Oh
I
my
was
God,
like, okay,
that's
I'll
so
take the
funny.
jacket, and I wore it like every day. It was like my favorite thing. I
It
don't have
is.
it
They're
anymore. I
just the
was looking for
best.
it.
They're just the best. Like the tracksuits are just the best. Like they're so comfortable yet like sexy and they just make
Hmm.
everybody look good. I know like Pam and Gila were very big with that, like making the fit of it like perfect. And like I love that.
It
Like
really like shaped what fashion is looking like right
yeah.
now. And even like you look at a brand like The Row, their whole thing is like the best cut basics. Like it's like,
Yeah.
a super expensive t-shirt because of the way that it's cut and made and it's like the most flattering.
Right.
And to me that's juicy. Like that's everything
Yeah.
that you hear Pam and Gila talk about is like they like made the seams go inward to make you look super super
Right.
thin and they like were
Yeah.
it was all about the fit. And I think
Yeah.
now, like, I mean, we're all paying $100 for like a good fitting t-shirt. And that was the
Right.
start of Juicy. They started with a t-shirt.
They started the entire thing.
Yeah, they definitely don't get as
Making
much credit as I think they
I
deserve.
know. I believe that too. I don't think they get enough credit.
So what are some other like Y2K brands that you're obsessed with that you like you're such a collector?
I am. I do. I love collecting things. Well, Juicy is my biggest. Like I dedicated my walk-in closet to my Juicy collection. I wish I could show you. But like literally like it's so
Oh my
funny.
God, it goes all the way to the
I
ceiling.
know. And I know I have like my little racks with all my Juicy. So Juicy is like my biggest thing. Um, I also collect some like Playboy and Ed Hardy
Fun.
and Bratz.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but not too much. Like this is like where my real collection like lies.
That's
It's an addiction. It's getting a little crazy. People come in here and they're like, "Sam,
like
I think you
hello.
need some help." I'm like, "No, I just love it. Like,
I know, I
leave
love
me
that your walls
alone."
are pink and like everything is just
I
so
know.
it's like my like teenage fantasy.
That was like my dream. When I was like a kid, I was like, I'm gonna have a pink walk-in closet one day. I told everybody that. And like me and my boyfriend had just moved into this apartment like a few months ago. And I saw the closet and I was like, and me and him just looked at each other and he was like, "You're gonna paint it pink, right?" Like, and I was like, "I'm painting it pink. We are painting it
Absolutely.
pink." So we
We
went, yeah, we like went to the store and like picked out the perfect shade, like the bubblegum pink. And I knew. I was like, "Yay, my dream."
I'm
So
like
funny.
I have the same thing. I have our second bedroom is like I call it my glam room.
Oh,
And
I
it's
love that.
basically I've just turned it into like a closet situation. I haven't decided on a color yet, but my best friend when we were kids, she had her room painted like a Victoria's Secret bag. It was like the pink stripes, like the hot
Oh
pink
my God,
and
I love
baby pink.
that.
And
Yeah,
I like can't stop thinking about it. She was so ahead of her time with that one, like interior design. Hello.
I know.
And I'm
No,
so
that's so
tempted.
good. I would if I were you. I
I think her
totally
dad
would.
did it by himself too. I feel like that like a lot of math would be involved to like get the stripes to be
Yeah,
like all the same, the
very
same
true.
width.
Yeah. Yeah, it took us like hours to try to space these shelves
Oh my
correctly.
God.
So much math. I'm like, I didn't go to college. I don't know math. I'm sorry.
Neither did I. So
That's
yeah.
okay.
It,
Yeah,
I'm happy with that decision, honestly.
me
I look
too.
I feel like I'm in kind of the same situation as my friends that did. I feel like we all kind of ended up
Yeah.
we were supposed to be, and
Yeah.
it was fine.
I
Was
know.
that
I
like a big
was
deal with your family? Like did they, push you to want to go to college or like kind of let you do your own thing?
they totally knew that they let me do whatever I wanted to do. My school that I wanted to go to forever was FIT. I did not get into FIT, unfortunately.
It's
Things
hard.
happen. Everything happens for a reason. So
Totally.
I was like I was gonna go to Montclair and like I went to it's like right outside the city. So I was like, oh, this is okay. I went to like the thing and my parents just knew in the back of their head. They were like, she's not gonna like commit to it. Like, and it's not because I didn't want to like commit to going to school. I wanted to do other things. Like I wanted to do like videos and do social media. Like this is what I really wanted to do. And I knew I could do that without a degree in a way. So like I kind of once I told them I was like, "Oh, actually I don't think I'm going to go." They were like, "That's totally fine. Follow your dreams, do whatever you want. Like we're totally going to support you like 1,000%."
That's
And I
so
loved that.
sweet. Also, it's
Yeah,
kind of
I
their
was like,
fault. Like they're actors, you know?
yeah. I'm like, you guys did the same. So I started posting when I would do those crazy photo shoots with my brother, like when I was like 15, I think. And then I took it seriously when I was like 17, 16, 17. So I guess like high school was more so like when I started to take it seriously and people would be like, "You're a wannabe influencer." And I'm like, you gotta fake it until you make it. So
Absolutely.
I'd be like, that's okay. I
That's
know I
definitely, I
am.
think, a
I totally
conversation.
was.
Oh, totally. And I think that's
Yeah.
definitely a conversation that's happening on social media right now is like you have to just kind of not be afraid and just post and not
Yeah.
care that like there probably are people that are like screenshotting and putting it in a group chat and
Yeah.
like shit talking you and you just
Totally.
kind of have to not pay
Yeah.
attention.
That's like so hard in the beginning of your like content creation journey, I feel like. Like it was for me. Like I still live in my hometown. So like you never know. But everybody here has been like super like supportive and nice, but you know people are still like gonna say something behind your back, which is fine. But you have to kind of get over that. But it's definitely hard to get over. Like posting like a cringy reel or TikTok that might be a little like you know they're gonna send it around, but it's like, okay, I don't care. I'm just gonna post it. You gotta do what you
Yeah.
gotta do.
I'm
Yeah, now I'm
definitely in
like,
that phase.
yeah. I know I was talking to a girl at like an influencer event the other day and she was saying how she's too nervous to post on Reels because everybody from high school follows her. And I'm like, you really just, I know I was the same way. It's like very scary, but you just have to get over, like, you just post it, throw your phone, and like, that's it. You're
To
done.
the
You're
wind.
done. You did it. Yeah. You did it. And that's it.
And I
What could
think
they
if
say
you
about you? That you're working hard, you're trying to like do something? Like, what could they say?
totally like, what are you? I'm embarrassed to be trying is
Yeah.
essentially, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I feel like that's the biggest hurdle is like you just have to not be afraid to look like you're trying.
Yeah. Totally.
And that's such a, I feel like, especially in LA, like I grew up here and there's just this attitude and this air of like not caring, too cool for school. Like everyone's so jaded and it's
Totally.
so like hard to get over.
I felt that way when I went to California. That it was
You
like,
could feel it.
yeah, like people, I don't know. It was just like something different. Like people aren't like friendly, really, or they're just like, I don't know. Like I went to an influencer event in LA and it was
So
like
scary.
so different from the ones in New
Oh,
York.
really?
Yeah. It's just like, I don't know, not in like a crazy way, but you know, influencers are influencers. But like I just want to have a good time and the people I was trying to like make friends and like they didn't want to make friends. Like they're very like
Yeah.
yeah,
It's really
in New York,
clicky.
I feel like in New York, I feel like you like introduce yourself to people like and then you leave with like a new person on your phone like you get their handles or
Yeah.
whatnot and then you become like mutuals. But I it was definitely not like that in California, which is fine.
Oh,
But
it's
I still love
honestly,
it.
it's like not though.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, especially being from here, I find that a lot of the time that kind of attitude are people that are not from here that like come here to like pursue their
True.
dreams. There's like
Oh my God,
I
you're
mean,
so right.
I mean, like I personally like when I go to events where it's like people of like, you know, my like groups that are from here. Cause I mean, everyone that grew up here, like no one leaves. I don't know if it's the same thing in New York, but like
Right.
everyone that like I went to high school with,
Yeah.
like we all still live here.
Yeah.
So whenever I'm like going to events with like other people that are from here, it's like a completely different vibe. And then going to an influencer event is like so scary. I
Yeah.
usually can find like my people. I'll like put out the vibes and like
Yeah.
especially like I'll challenge myself and I'll go to things alone and I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna make at least one friend.
Yeah.
And like you can do it, but it's definitely hard. And I hate that influencers in LA like have that. It's like a culture that we've been cultivating and it's so icky.
Yeah. I don't know. I've it's probably everywhere, but yeah, it's just hard being like an influencer and going to those parties. It's like awkward. But I just like to have fun. I'm always like, does anybody want to get a drink? And like
Yeah.
everybody's like, no, I'm here to like network. I'm like, yeah, we're here to network, but also like have fun.
Like, wouldn't that be easier with, you know, a
I'm just
drink?
trying to have, yeah, I just want to like have some fun. Like, why are you being so uptight? I feel like they're just like a little uptight, you know,
Absolutely.
which is fine, but
Whatever.
whatever.
When was like, I'm curious because I mean, you have a lot of followers on TikTok. Like, congratulations.
Thank
You're like gonna hit
you.
1 million soon.
Thank you.
And I'm curious, like, when did you start seeing the most traction?
Oh, that's interesting. Um, probably probably like last year. Like Y2K was very big, or maybe even 2 years ago when it was like at its peak, like near COVID, when TikTok came out, really
Yeah. Just
like
out the
a
gate,
few
killing it.
months out there. No, no. I mean, I had some really struggle posts like everybody else. Like you
Yeah.
scroll down on my TikTok and they are really scary. But probably like last year, when my collection just grew and I just started going crazy with like the extra fits, like people started like my traction was like a lot better.
I feel like the more you niche down,
Yeah, that's true. Like when I do like recreations of like outfits from shows or things like that. If I like spend a lot of time on my videos, I feel like that's when they'll do like really good. But sometimes they flop horribly, but that's okay too. It's like you gotta just keep pushing it out.
It's always the ones that you don't think are gonna pop off, and then all of a sudden you're like, really? That's what we're
That's
connecting with?
yeah, exactly. That's so true. But you have been killing it. I love your content.
Thanks. We're
Or just
trying.
your
We're
pictures or like it's crazy. You're like besties with Gila. Like love her.
It is
She's an
a
icon.
wild just I like sometimes will like take a step back and be like how are we like how did this even like I like
Yeah.
manifested her into my life. It's
How did it
so
happen?
random.
Could I ask you that? Like
Yeah.
how did it go down?
So, okay, I'm convinced that I manifested it unknowingly, like going like way, way, way back. So
I love
obviously,
that.
like I grew up in a similar, I'm like 4 years older than you. So like same kind of similar age range of like when Juicy was so big. And I like got my jacket from the
Yeah.
from the outlet. But my mom's best friend at the time that was really close to our family, she was a private jet flight attendant. So she would basically just be like flying
Oh wow.
celebrities around the world. And
Oh my
she
God.
flew the Juicy planes for their Vegas opening. Because essentially for their Vegas store opening, the pictures online, if you look it up, like
I've
wild, the
seen the
people.
yeah.
So they were basically flying people back and forth from LA to Vegas, like for the entire weekend. And so my mom's best friend was one of the flight attendants for that. And Pam and
Wow.
Gila gifted her she had to wear a Juicy outfit. I recently found this out. She had to wear Juicy jeans. She just gave them to me.
Oh my
And like a little
God.
Juicy tea, but they gave her the Juicy Barbies. And I was like 8 years old at the time. And so she was like, I don't know what I'm going to do with these Barbies. So she gave me the Barbies. And
Shut
I've
up.
obviously, I was obsessed. And my mom was like, keep them in the box. My mom collects Barbies. So my mom was like, keep them in the box. Like, do not open them.
Oh my
And
God.
I was like, okay, fine. So I always had them on display in my room.
Right.
Cut to, I was like 20, I think I was like 2021. I wasn't in college. I was trying to be an actor, failing miserably. It was so hard. I was just like I just felt so like disoriented and like I just had
Yeah.
no like real purpose or like direction. Like all my friends were in college. I was like, what am I doing? Like, do I need to like, go to FITM or go to fashion school? Like, what do I need to do?
Right.
This woman that I used to babysit for just like randomly texted me and was like, hey, like the clothing company that I work for, like just needs someone to come in and like help organize the office, like go through like some clothes, like we'll pay you like minimum wage and like you get free clothes. I'm like, okay, down.
Okay.
So I went into the office and it was Pam and Gila. I had never heard of the brand before, had no idea
Holy
that it was the
shit.
Juicy owners. They weren't even there. It was like over summer, so there was no one even in the office. And I was just like organizing, like donating a lot of their samples and like, taking free clothes. And I like, made friends with the people working there. And then they hired me on as an intern. And all this time, I still had no idea that it was like a Juicy affiliation because I'm an idiot and didn't Google the brand I was working for. And
Oh
one
my
day Gila
God.
came in and she like needed help we were like designing like a pink motorcycle. I don't know why, but she was like doing something for charity and like designing a motorcycle. And I spent the entire day with her, like creating this like amazing vision board and like these designs. And it was just like the most magical day. And I went home and I was like, who the fuck was that? Like, what did I just do all day? Like, who is this fabulous woman? Googled
Oh my
it,
God.
found the Juicy affiliation, and then I literally like looked up at like my shelves in my room and like saw the Barbies. And I was like, oh my God, I've had Barbies of this woman in my room like since I was 8 years old. Like it just was so like random.
Oh my God. That is the craziest story I've ever heard, to be honest. That's
So
insane.
I'm convinced that I
Oh my
manifested it.
God.
I'm
You
like, how
totally
else?
did. You totally
And then yeah,
did.
I
That's
just
like a
started, I was an
dream.
intern and then I started doing their social media and then she created another brand with her son and was like, come along. I'm like, cool.
Oh my
And we've just
God.
been working together ever since.
That is so awesome.
Now she
That is
jokes that like I'm her
insane.
boss, like because Fluffy Files, like I am kind of like doing all the behind the scenes, and she was like, "You're the boss now." I'm
Oh
like,
my God. That's
sure.
so crazy. You still have the Barbies?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh my God. The Barbies are like my next like purchase that I want to make. Like I've been like looking for them everywhere. Like the Barbies are so rare.
Oh
And
really?
just like, yeah, the Juicy Barbies are like really rare. Like you go on eBay and they're like $1,000. Like,
Oh my
yes.
God. That's
I
insane.
know. I
They
know.
did
That's so
two
crazy.
Barbies. They did like the Juicy Barbies where they're in like
And
the
the Couture
tracksuits
Couture,
and
right?
the couture couture. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
That's
so
crazy.
cute.
I know, they're so cute. I
I
love
just saw
the
one of your TikToks that you had a Barbie made. Did you have it made of
I
you?
do. Yeah, it's like right behind me.
It's
It
so cute
had
with a little bag.
yeah, I was like, you have to make me holding little juicy shopping bags. And he was like, okay. Yeah, I had it made of me, like a friend made it for me.
Oh my
It
God,
was
that's
so,
amazing.
no, I just purchased the Juicy Monopoly game. I
Oh,
never had that.
my friend has that. It's so good.
Yeah, so I've been looking for that forever, but now I finally got it. So I'm happy about that. The Barbies will have to wait a little longer until I get paid somehow.
Well, speaking of payments and brand deals, I've heard
Oh
that you
yeah.
recently have a juicy collab that's coming out or
Yeah.
tell me everything, honestly. Start from the beginning. Like when did they reach out?
Okay. Well, I've been wanting to ju work with Juicy obviously forever. So I think I kind of manifested it, or I worked for it a little bit. But
Totally. You deserved it,
they
but also
never
manifested.
yeah, they never like reached out or anything, which is fine. I reached out to them a few times. My management reached out to them a few times, and they whatever, didn't get back to me. Um, and then a few months ago, I got an email saying that like I was perfect for like an upcoming project and I they would love to like have me on board. And I was like, I thought I was having a heart attack. It was like the, the best moment of my life. I was so scared, but like so excited because it's like my dream. My manager was like, I think it's time, like our time has come, like, and I'm like, yes, oh my God, this is crazy. I so basically I can't like spill much, but they flew from the UK to come to my apartment and like do a little tour of my Juicy collection.
Oh my God.
And they're coming
Iconic.
out with some like exciting things they're dropping. And they also had me wear one of their new drops that they just dropped, and it's a Juicy tracksuit. But you would die, and so would Gila. Like they, it's very similar to the OG tracksuits. Like
Mm.
they did very well with the fit.
Okay,
It
cool.
almost felt like I was like had on an OG tracksuit because you know how sometimes they did like the high waisted, it was a
Hmm.
little interesting. So I think they listened to like the juicy lovers and to bring back the low rise and the J pull and the butt pockets.
Oh my
So they
God.
did all that and it was so comfortable. I was blown away. I was like, this is crazy. Like you guys did a really fantastic job. Like doing the tracksuit, and they were like they had already dropped that, that's why I could talk about it, but they're coming out with some new exciting things and I'm so excited, like
That's
I
so
cannot wait.
exciting that
I
they're kind of
know.
like turning back to the roots of the
Yeah,
brand. So I feel like
yeah,
for a second there, like we were getting off course.
right, we were gonna I think we both know, I think we both know what we're like referring to,
Yeah,
which is
the
like
fits were weird. The fabric was like off. Like I was just like, what
yeah,
is?
the collabs,
Oh my God,
some of the collabs.
Horrigula, honestly, that Mayo collab. I was like, I saw it
Oh
first,
my God.
obviously, and I at first I wanted to send it to her because it was kind of the funniest thing I'd ever seen. But I was like,
Yeah.
she's gonna die. Like that's
No, you know
not
what's
gonna
so
go over
funny?
well.
You
Hmm?
know what's so funny is they like emailed me to like be a part of that, like do the shoot. Yeah. And I don't know what I don't know what happened, but I was one of the first people to read, like I read it and I just get a email and it's like it's that iconic 2000s brand with Heinz mayo. And I was like, "Oh dear God, like what is
But
happening?"
why?
I don't know. Something it fell through and they obviously just like chose some like other people to do it.
Oh my God,
But
that was
I
divine
know.
intervention.
I know.
Because there were some big influencers,
Crazy.
like influencers that I love and follow, were posting about it. And I was like,
Mhm.
what is happening to the world?
I know. But yeah, I talked to them when they were here and I told them, I was like, it was getting a little interesting, like the stuff you guys were doing. And they were like, no, I know. We're totally like back on tr like we're back on track. Like we're listening to the Juicy fans of like what they want to come back. And I was like, I love that.
That's
I'm
so
so
nice to
happy.
hear.
I know. Like the J pull looks just like the OG J pull, like the butt pockets, they're a little, maybe a little less low rise,
Which
because the
honestly,
OG
like,
ones, which is
that's a
fine.
fine
Yeah.
edit. We're good with that
Yeah.
edit. It's like a
I'm fine with
little,
that edit too. Yeah,
the
because
juicy jeans that I just got from my mom's friend are so low rise.
our
I mean, they're so cute and they look like I look great in them.
oh my God, I
But
love
I'm like,
that.
how do you sit down? Where,
Yeah.
like the practicality in the early 2000s, I feel like the girls, like, they just didn't even care. They were like, whatever, I won't sit.
I know, literally. That's so funny.
So we can handle some edits. Like, that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
But
keeping the integrity.
they're really trying. They're trying to like pull it back up. And I'm
That's
like,
so nice to hear. And thank you for
I
being an
know.
advocate,
No,
a
totally. I'm
juicy
like,
advocate.
I love it. It's my whole personality at this point.
Honestly, same.
Yeah.
Just a juicy historian.
Great. I have some of my pieces
Oh my
here.
God. Yes, please. Yes.
Yeah.
Great
Okay.
idea.
This is like one of my favorite ones. My juicy tennis dress. Can you see it?
That is so cute. Oh my God,
It's
the
like the
bow.
one that Sharpay wore in High School Musical. Do you remember? She wore
Yes.
like the striped one. This is like very similar to that. So I have like a strong connection to Sharpay Evans
Mm.
because me and my brother literally, it was based off me and my brother.
Oh my God,
Like,
that's
no
so
joke. Wait, I
funny.
literally have a picture to show you. Like, this is me and my brother.
That's so cute.
Like, are we not Sharpay and
No, you
Ryan though?
are.
I
That's
know, right?
so Sharpay and Evan coded.
I also have this photo I have to show you. This was my 11th birthday, if I didn't show you that already. I'm wearing all juicy.
Oh my God.
I know, so I hang this up like in my juicy room
We're
so that it like
manifesting yet
sucks.
again.
My other favorite ones, I just got this top and I'm dying over it. I love it. It's the J is for jackass. And it says juicy under it. Like, how funny is that?
Where did you find that?
I
Like,
found it on Depop. Yeah, I know. I paid like
that's
$80 for
amazing.
it. I feel like that's so good though.
No,
Like
that's actually a
it's
really great price for something like that. And in good
I know.
condition.
Yeah, it's in really good condition. Like
Amazing.
aside from like a little cracking on the letters, but like I love the slogans that like they would come up with. Like the slogans are like one of the best parts of Juicy. Like they're
Absolutely.
so
Gila's gonna
funny.
die. She's been wearing the Kiss My Ass juicy
Oh
tee.
my
Like,
God, I
she's
want
living
that
in
one
it.
so bad. I want that so bad. Does she like still have a lot of her Juicy pieces?
Mm-mm. No,
No.
like,
Oh
you
my gosh.
1000% own more juicy than she does.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so
It's
crazy.
honestly tragic. She's starting to like collect again, and like her
Right.
daughter and her daughter-in-law are like, they are on eBay and like buying her things and like
Right.
kind of building it back up.
Also feel like Gila has like the best clothes
Her
now.
closet
So
is insane. We
that's
were
crazy.
supposed to go through her closet this month and like do like some content around it. We haven't done it yet. Our like schedules have not been matching up, but I'm like, please let me go through your closet.
Oh my God. And please invite me. Somehow get me
Absolutely.
invited. I
I mean,
will
if you're
be
ever
on
in
the
LA,
next
please.
flight. I will be on the next flight. I also love the Save Fashion Wear Juicy. That slogan is so good.
And
And
like
the pink and
the
blue.
glitter
Yeah.
lettering is so
Yeah.
good.
Didn't they always said that they tried to make it as glittery as possible?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I love
that glitter
that.
is really good because it doesn't like transfer on everything. Like,
Yeah.
it's like somehow in there, some, I don't know how they did it, magic.
This is also my favorite. My chair is on top of it. But my Juicy Bling tracksuit it says like Juicy Bling on the butt, and then it has like the ring.
The love
Like this is
PNG.
Love PNG. Yeah. So this was like one of the first pieces that I like purchased like myself like a few years ago. Like on Depop or something. It was like one of my first ones. And like
So good.
aside with this one, this is one of my favorites too.
Iconic.
Yeah.
Can't go
So those
wrong.
are like my favorite pieces that I just like love so much.
I
And my
love that
JJ
one too with like the
bags.
stripes down the arm. It reminds me, like the sports stripes, it reminds me of a lot of the
Yeah.
stuff we did at Pam and Gila. Like at Pam and Gila, we were constantly like recreating the tracksuit, and sports stripes were a huge part of that.
Yeah, I love that.
Ugh, I'm obsessed. I'm like so
Yeah.
jealous too. It makes me like I need to like get on Depop and like start shopping.
No, you just need to start thrifting a lot. Or come
Got
to Long
to.
Island. Come to Long Island and we could thrift.
I'm
And then
so down. I'm like due
yeah.
for a New York trip. I haven't been in a while. I'm like, I need
Yeah.
to get away.
The thrifts here have a lot of juicy.
Oh,
that,
I never
yeah,
find Juicy in LA thrifting like ever. Like I know
yeah,
Macy's in LA and she like is constantly thrifting amazing Juicy and I'm like, where?
yeah.
Please.
Like she just thrifts anywhere too,
Yeah, she
which I
travels. I think
love.
she was in Palm Springs this last weekend, like
Yeah.
traveling or she was like went to Utah. Like she's all over the place. Well, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I guess I didn't ask what's the craziest thing that has happened to you as a result of your social media and Y2K aesthetic.
Oh, this and my Juicy UK collab. Like those just like that's like all I ever wanted was like to be somehow like a little bit a part of Juicy. So probably this. I've had some good brand deals like with like eBay and whatnot, but this is the most exciting thing I've probably done.
I'm like so excited to hear that. That really means a lot.
I'm just so happy that you like messaged me
Oh my God,
and
I when you
got
followed
in
me on
contact
Instagram,
with
I was
me.
like, hi.
Oh my God, yeah, like I followed you and then you followed me back and then like Gila like slid up on one of my stories and I was just like fangirling so
Yeah,
hard. I was like,
I
"Oh my
definitely like
God."
DM'd her one of your reels. I was like, you have to see this girl's closet.
I love that. I like never would have thought in like my wildest dreams that like Gila would be like seeing my collection and like she had
Oh,
messaged me
she's
on
obsessed.
TikTok like a few months ago, I think, and she just said like your collection's insane and I was like, "Thank you for creating Juicy." Like you're the
Like
best.
what more is there to say? Well, thank you
All
so much again.
right.
This was so exciting. And yeah,
Thank
we'll
you.
talk soon.
All right, thank you.